If you look on there and you'll see C, that means current. That means there's no line. But if there's a date, that gives you an idea of when your priority date will become current. We have a question here. What's the difference between study financed by the government of your country or if it's self-financed? So if it's self-financed, that means you're using your own money versus, like, for instance, we do a lot of Egyptian exceptional hardship J1 waivers. Did you get money from the Egyptian government? If so, they're not going to issue a no objection statement. Or did you get funding from the Department of State or from the Fulbright? If so, no objection waiver, very low likelihood of success on that. If you're eligible for a hardship waiver or persecution waiver, look at those options. And in that situation, USCIS has to approve it, and Department of State will ask for sponsor views. That's going to slow down processing, and that also raises the bar because the Department of State is going to look at what those sponsor views are and weigh that in their decision, weighing the hardships against what the sponsor views are to make a decision. And you've got biometrics already after filing for the green card, after getting the waiver. That's fantastic news. Hopefully the adjustment status is going to continue to move quickly for you. We are noticing that in some cases, processing times are speeding up. In our office, we just got a medical waiver approved. That's where you still have to take the COVID vaccine in order to get a green card as part of the vaccination requirements. But we're able to get that waiver approved in less than 30 days, and the processing times are 28 months. And then we got another waiver for I-601 waiver approved approximately around 6-7 months, and it's 28 months. So we're seeing that trend. J1 waiver recently approved in a year and a half, but this is not the norm. This is not what the processing time. I'm going to continue to monitor to see if that is what is going to continue to happen. But good news is good news. So, we're going to celebrate. We always like to celebrate because immigration is so much is at stake. It's so anxiety provoking. So, this goes in your own life as well. And even if you have a mini victory, like you got the biometrics, celebrate. You've got to bring the positivity to this. I really believe, and I do see this, like people who have a more positive attitude in the process, it really makes the process less stressful for you. And also, I don't know if it's correlation or not, but those people tend to get less RFEs because they're just putting that positivity out there. Your son is a U.S. citizen and your wife is a Canadian citizen. How to go about the J1 waiver? In this situation, since your son is a U.S. citizen and the spouse is a Canadian citizen, she'd be eligible for a J1 exceptional hardship waiver. Of course, we have to look at what those exceptional hardships are. Especially for Canadians, we have like Canadian physicians in that situation. You could look at career hardship, disruption of the career. If there's any mental health issues, if there's health issues, I'd recommend you connect with us so we could diagnose the different hardships that are there and see if they would qualify for an exceptional hardship waiver. But an exceptional hardship waiver is one possibility. No objection waiver, but if you're a physician, you don't qualify for no objection waiver. Persecution waiver, you're not going to get a persecution waiver from Canada. Most likely, I don't think the Canadian spouse is worried about being persecuted if you go back to Canada. So those are some options there. I'm a 27-year-old and I'm wondering if I can fix my mom's papers. We get this question a lot. So if you are a U.S. citizen and your parent came here, if they overstayed their visa, then you can apply for their green card. So let's say we come in on a visitor visa and overstayed, assuming there's no other immigration violations. However, if a person enters without a visa, then that is where we have to look at other options because it's entering without inspection. What that means, it didn't enter with the visa. Government doesn't like that. So you have to look at, well, what are some other reasons to overcome what the immigration jargon is grounded in admissibilities? How are you going to overcome that immigration violation? Military parole in place. 245I, is your mom eligible for a U visa? Was she a victim of a violent crime? Is your mom married to a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? She could be eligible for I-601A waiver if she entered without inspection. So these are some factors to look at. It is not as easy as people think in this situation, and I highlighted some of the options that are available there. I want to thank all of you for joining. By being here, you're bettering yourself. By bettering yourself, you're bettering your family. And by bettering your family, you are bettering the world. You guys are making a huge difference by being in the U.S., making all of the contributions that you are. Not enough people acknowledge the great work that immigrants are doing. If I can just show a little bit of appreciation that I have, I want to do that now. So thank you. All right. Bye for now.